Cheers, everyone, to the month of love. Happy to celebrate Valentine's Day with you guys. We're going to do our Grand Marnier prawns first off, and we're going to pop those into the oven about 400 degrees until you start to hear them kind of hiss, about 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, everyone, there are the prawns. They're nice and hot. You can kind of hear them sizzling still. And we're going to drop them hot right into the aioli, okay, that you have in your box. Just toss them, give them a nice little toss. Make sure that coats it and gets it all nice and coated up. Just put them right there on the plate. We also have some black and white sesame seeds. Sprinkle those on there. And we have some skewers. And this is going to be your appetizer. There you go. Hey everyone, let's get cooking. We're going to make the dessert now. So we have the butter that's included in your box. It's a half a pound of butter, 1 pound of some really beautiful chocolate. This is 64% chocolate. Now this is going to go onto the double boiler that we have over there on the stove in just a second. And now we're going to make the actual batter. So here are the eggs, some of the eggs that I cracked already. We'll just crack those last two. Okay. Eggs are in the box for you as well. Eggs go into the mixer. Sugar goes right in there with the eggs into your KitchenAid and the whisk attachment. Let it rip on high until you see really it's going to fluff up. It's going to raise up a little bit. It'll be like soft peaks. Okay, so we're going to let that go while we're over here making our chantilly. So we're going to make chantilly. So we have some cream in the box, heavy cream. Just pour that right in there. And I know you guys don't have 2 of these at home, or some of you may. But while that's going, we're going to make the chantilly. This is some vanilla bean flavored sugar from Saltworks, which is a local company right here in Woodinville that's included in the box. You're going to just sprinkle that right into there with the cream. Lower that. Pop that on high until that thickens up and you have a beautiful whipped cream like this. Chocolate and the butter are melting together over this double boiler. So just a little bit of water in the bowl. Use a little rubber spatula just to get that off the sides. Just keep that mixing that until all the little pieces have melted. And as soon as all the little pieces have melted, we're going to set it on the counter and let it cool for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to temper the eggs and the sugar with the chocolate and then mix it all together. And then we have our batter. All right, everyone. So we have this is the eggs and the sugar. That's what we're looking for. And now we're going to put just a little bit of that chocolate that was melted with the butter into the eggs, just a little bit at first. And then you want to mix that up. So if you just poured all of that hot chocolate in here with the eggs and the sugar, it would curdle, it would cook the egg, and that's what we're trying to avoid. We don't want to cook the egg, we want to just kind of slowly warm that up. And then once you have a little bit of that in there, now you know this is tempered, and then you can pour the rest of it into your bowl. And then that's when you mix it all up. You can take that whisk, just kind of fold that all together. And this is basically, it's a cake batter, but it's a flourless chocolate cake batter. And it's going to cook at 350 degrees in the oven for about 15 to 18 minutes until it's just the tops start to crack a little bit. And what's great is it's like all nice and hot and lava-ish, lava-y in the when it's finished. So put this into another container, and I would recommend cooling it for about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours in the refrigerator. If you do it the day before, that's great too, right? And then when you put that into the refrigerator, It's going to kind of set up a little bit, and then it'll be easier to scoop when you make your chocolate gâteau. So the salad that we have in the box for you, we have some baby arugula here. I'm going to take the fennel and just kind of cut the top off, cut it in half, and then you'll see the fennel root right there. Just kind of do a little V cut on that. That's the root of the fennel. Do a little V cut, and then compost that, and then just shave the fennel nice and thin. Toss the fennel in there. We have a little bit of that vinaigrette. Just toss a little bit of that. Place that right into the bowl. There we go. And then take a little bit of the fromage blanc. It's a nice soft white cheese. Drizzle that around the outside of the salad. There should be some for some leftovers. And these are little cocoa nibs, little chocolate cocoa nibs. Sprinkle that, and then some hazelnuts throughout the salad. And then to finish, I'm going to teach you how to supreme an orange. So take each end off like that, where you can see that pit right here, right? And then just kind of follow that. Nice sharp knife. See that? So we want to see that, and now you're going to just go around it, all the way around, and then kind of angle it down as you turn it. And you have all of that off, and then we're going to see where the little, it's got like the outside of the orange slice, just kind of V-cut that in there, like that. And that should pull right out. Let's do that one more time. So see, there's the membrane there. Just nice sharp knife cut down, not all the way through, just like that. And you have little orange supremes. It's citrus season. There's some really nice citrus out there right now, and I think this will give the salad a nice pop and give you that acidity that you really need to cut through some of the fat of the fromage blanc. Okay, salad's finished. Don't forget your beets. Yum. Okay, we have this beautiful 16-ounce Chateaubriand that we are going to cook up together. I like to just drizzle a little bit of oil, a little olive oil on my steak. And then in the box, we have the Barking Frog seasoning for you. And be generous, so just drizzle a little bit of that Barking Frog seasoning on the steak. And that oil helps it stick and adhere to the meat. So when we do sear this off, remember a lot of this is going to fall off, so that's why I say be very generous with it. Now into the pan, nice hot pan, and we're going to sear that. A little bit of oil in the pan. So we're going to sear all sides of it and even those little ends there. And then we're going to pop into a 500-degree oven, and we're going to cook it till about 125 degrees, which is about medium rare. And we'll let it rest for about 5-10 minutes before we eat it, so all those juices kind of don't run out of the steak, and they kind of seal the deal, lock into that steak, so you're not losing all your flavor. So the last 10 minutes of your tenderloin cooking, you want to put the gratin in the oven, 425 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. We have our vinegar, our tarragon, our black pepper, and our shallot to make our Bernay sauce. So basically what we're going to be making is like a hollandaise with a little bit of this reduction of the vinegar and the tarragon and all those beautiful flavors. So just bring that up to a simmer for about 3 minutes and then cool it down. You're going to use your double boiler again, and you're going to put that shallot little vinegar reduction into the bowl after it's cooled, right? Just a touch of water. Right, and we have a whisk here. You're going to take both your egg yolks. You're going to start to whisk that. And as soon as that starts to thicken from the butter. Whisk that. Look at that, thickening up there. A little bit more butter. And you can adjust the heat also if you feel like it's getting too hot. Oh, this is going to be so good on that steak. And then right at the end, we're going to finish it up with a little bit of lemon juice. Just keep whisking that. This should be able to take, those 2 egg yolks should be able to take all this melted butter. And as it's heating up, it's thickening. All right. You don't want to add it all at the same time. You want to slowly add that. I put the heat back on for a second. I'm going to try to thicken that up just a little bit. It's that eggs cooking, and it's emulsifying with the fat from the butter. Just a touch of lemon juice. Give it that nice balance of acidity. All right, now it's time to turn it up and let it sit at room temperature for about 5 minutes before we serve it. Okay, next, we're gonna grill off these lobster tails, and I find that having a nice pair of scissors, cooking scissors in the kitchen drawer at home is a must. These are Joyce Chen's. These are some of my favorite kitchen scissors. And then I find that just taking the lobster tail right here on the tummy of it, just cut like right there, and then I flip it back over and pop that, right? And then the meat will come right out. Like so. We'll do one more. Just cut that. You're just going right under that. Pop that out. And you'll be able to pull that meat right out of there. Like so. Put that on there. Little bit of olive oil. Little bit of seasoning. Not as much as you did for the steak. And now we're going to put this onto the grill and cook it. Nice hot grill. We're just going to cook that lobster until it's cooked through. See how that's kind of translucent? We're looking for that to kind of turn a nice snow white color. Okay, we're taking the steak out of the pan, right? A little bit of that demi-glace. We'll just put it right on that hot beef and it will melt all over it. And now we have all the juices from the steak. And we are going to take our Swiss chard, clean it, and leave the stems on it. The stems are some of the most nutritious part of this. And then take that, toss that into the pan, and you're just going to kind of fold in some of those beef juices in with your Swiss chard like that. And the heat from that pan should wilt the chard enough for you to be able to serve. Okay, so it's time to plate up our dish. Our Valentine's Day dish for two. That's the Swiss chard. We have the lobster tails that we grilled off. We're just going to kind of lay those around here. And this is the dish is for two. Here's our Chateaubriand. Some nice, beautiful slices. Oh, that looks gorgeous. And then we're just going to kind of fan that right over the top. Put some of our Bernay sauce right over that. A little seasoning. Squeeze a lemon right over the top of that lobster. Please enjoy, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Cheers. Okay, time to bake off your molten chocolate cake. See how it's set up for us? I put that into the freezer for about an hour. You can put it in the fridge the day before. There's going to be a couple little 4-ounce muffin tins in the box for you. If you have any glass jars like that, that's cool too. I'll do one of each for you. Take some butter and just kind of line that whole thing. If you want to spray it with some pan spray, you can do that too. Just a little butter, just line that whole thing. That'll keep it from sticking. Then get a nice scoop of the chocolate. It is going to bake up and out a little bit as well, so I'd go about 3/4 of the way. Do the same with the muffin tin. And in the box, I'm going to have 2 little chocolates, 2 little salted caramel chocolates that you can just push right into the middle of your dessert. And we're going to bake that off 350 degrees for 15 to 18 minutes. Okay, it's time for some chocolate. Right out of the oven. See how that puffs up just like that? We're going to plate it up right over here. So be careful, it's nice and hot, so use a little towel. You can just set it like this. And then I have some, it's nice and hot, and that's when you want to eat it. So I have some powdered sugar in the box for you. Be generous with that. The chantilly I wouldn't put right on top of the dessert. I would put it on the side since it would just melt. So when you take a bite of the chocolate, just get yourself a little bite of that chantilly cream. Right? And then I have some white chocolate sprinkles in the box as well. If you want, there's some hazelnuts that you're putting in your salad. You want some hazelnuts in there, if you have some leftover hazelnut, sprinkle that. And this is a beet and cranberry reduction that I thought would be really nice. It's like a little syrupy thing that I thought would be nice to go with that chocolate. Just kind of drizzle that around the outside. It's nice and sticky. Okay. All right, let's see. There it is. Let's see what it looks like inside. Oh man, look at that. Yum. A little bit of chantilly. Careful, it's nice and hot.